A high-voltage campaign rife with controversies, bribes and appeasement politics. That's how the battle for Karnataka has been over the last 3 months. But the big day has finally arrived. More than 4.96 crore voters in the state will cast their vote today to elect a new assembly in a three-cornered contest. The ruling Congress and BJP are the main contenders for power, while former Prime Minister H.D. Devegowda's JDS is likely to play the kingmaker. According to most surveys and opinion polls, polling will be held in 222 constituencies and security has been beefed up with 3.5 lakh security personnel being deployed across the state. Mirror Now's reporter are fanned across Karnataka to get you the latest updates. We have Pramod joining us live from Bengaluru. Amita Balachandra also joining us live from Shivamoga. We'll also be joining in with Shrija, and Mandar Fanse will be joining us live from Belagavi. But straight going across to Amita, who joins us from Shivamoga, in fact, is with B.S. Yediyurappa, who has just cast his vote. Amita, and this perhaps being the first vote that was cast in this polling booth. Over to you. Take us through what's happening there.
Well, absolutely. Till now, nobody has started lining up here in Shikaripura in Shivamoga district. We're here. You'll see the kind of media coverage that is happening at this point. You'll see that Yediyurappa has already cast his vote. In fact, like you pointed out, he was the first person.
I told you long back, we are going to win minimum 145 to 150 seats.
His vote along with his supporters. We're yet to see people from Shivamoga district's Shikaripura Taluk come out today and start voting. Remember, it started at 7 a.m. in the morning, so we're yet to see that. But currently, the bigwig here, Yediyurappa of the BJP, casting his vote first thing in the morning.
All right, BJP's chief ministerial candidate there, B.S. Yediyurappa, is fighting the battle to return to power from his traditional Shikaripura constituency in Shivamoga district. Amita, continue being with us. We also have Shrija, who's joining us live from Bengaluru, Mandar Fanse joining us also from Belagavi, as well as Amita, of course, will continue giving us updates from Shivamoga. Mandar, if I can come to you, it's still early in the morning and we are, of course, expecting voters to come a little later in the day. But the biggest challenge also there in front of the party is to pull voters out of their houses because, as the Met Department has said, thunderstorm and heavy rains could perhaps be posing a big challenge all of today.
I'm not out of, okay.
Mandar, if I can come to you.
Yeah.
Mandar, the bigger challenge would also be all of today in the wake of the warnings that have come by the Met Department of thunderstorm and heavy rains, would also be how to pull these voters out of their houses to come out and cast their ballot. What kind of turnout are you seeing? Of course, it's still early in the morning, but what are we expecting in terms of how are how are the voters expected? What's the voter turnout to be expected in this particular district?
As of now, this North Belgavi constituency, I'm standing at this Vishweshwaraya Nagara, and you can just very well see that this is how the voting is already started. And this particular polling booth, the number of voters as of now is less, but it seems it's a quiet morning. And since there is a cloudy weather out here, the rate of the overall people coming in for the voting is seems to be a little less. Of course, there is not that too heavy police deployment here around in the Uttar Belgavi. The major fight seems to be between Congress and BJP. And as of now, people are just showing, as you see, their voter IDs, and the voting process is just started. It has just begun, and hopefully the people here are expecting after 10 or 11 o'clock when exactly the number of voters would possibly seen in more numbers.
Certainly, of course, as the day picks up in the wake of this warning, as you mentioned, there's still, the Met Department warning there of thunderstorm and heavy rain all through the day. And so, of course, it remains to be seen how much of that of an impact really has on the voter turnout. We also have Pramod who joins us live from Bengaluru. Pramod, take us through what's happening right now at where you are standing. Have voters started turning up?
Certainly, it's a very pleasant morning over here, and behind me, this is a location, Malleshwaram 157 constituency, and this is a constituency that is called as a thinking man's constituency, and it has made been very clear that any kind of tall promises that is given by the politicians will not stand hold here. You have to work for the society, only then you'll get the votes. The star candidates, there are totally 13 candidates who are participating in the elections over here. 4 of them are independent, and the star candidates are for BJP's Ashwath Narayan, for Congress is Kengal Sriparadenu, and for JDS is Madhusudan. As you could see behind me, it's very interesting to find out that it's the senior citizens that have come around 7 a.m. in the morning. They want to cast a vote before any kind of hassle occurs all the day. But it's unlike the prediction over here. I could see that it's a bright and a very beautiful day, and we're expecting that there will be a good vote turnout for the day.
All right, Pramod, thanks for joining in and getting us that update. Let's also quickly go across to Shrija, who's standing by. Shrija, take us through what's happening in your constituency. Have people started turning up to cast their votes? All right, I'm told Amita Balachandra is with B.S. Yediyurappa. Amita, over to you.
In more than 140 to 145 seats. On 17th, we are going to form the government. On 15th evening, I will go to Delhi. I will meet Prime Minister and also Amit Bhai and all other important leaders. I will ask them to come to our swearing-in ceremony. So 99%, 17th, I will take oath.
Also, do you expect a better voter turnout this time? What is your message? Do you expect a better voter turnout this time? What is your message to all the voters?
No. I request all the voters in the state, come and cast your valuable votes and change the government. For the change, you please come and vote for BJP.
One last question, if you can tell me what issues you are focusing on.
There are so many issues now, everything is over and today is the election.
Amita Balachandra there speaking to B.S. Yediyurappa soon after he cast his ballot. Remember, he's one of the first to cast his vote from his constituency of Shikaripura. He's fighting to return to power from his traditional constituency. Of course, Congress is fielded Goni Maltesh, but his main challenger being H. Paligar of the JDS. Shrija is with us at this point in time. Remember, our correspondents are going to be bringing you live updates from all the constituencies as the voting process is underway. Shrija joining us now live. Shrija, take us through what's happening from where you're standing. Have voters now started turning up? One of the big challenges, of course, continues to remain the weather forecast, which has predicted heavy rains and thunderstorm all of today.
Well, right now here in Bengaluru, it's a very bright morning and it is also pleasant. But what you're looking at here in Shantinagar constituency, a very important generating, that is revenue generating assembly segment is what we're given to understand. And also what we can see over here is that maximum, a very great voter turnout is what we are able to see at this point in time. And of course, people are, whether the people are looking at anti-incumbency or incumbent MLA is something that we will have to wait and watch out for, because there are several issues that need to be addressed at this point in time as far as Shantinagar constituency is concerned. If you're really looking at the candidates as far as this particular constituency, you have some of the candidates, some of the important candidates from the Congress. You have, in fact, N.A. Harris, and from the BJP also you have, in fact, Vasudev Murthy. From the JDS you also have Sridhar Reddy. Now, these are some of the major candidates that we are looking at. But before that, to talk about the citizens, there have been several issues that need to be addressed in this particular constituency, because you have at least about 18,000 voters. Now, right now, I'm just joined in by a citizen, one particular citizen. So, what really do you think? What is that one change that you are looking at in this constituency?
No change. What change?
Okay.
What change? No change, I think. Harris going to very good here. And he did a lot of work in this constituency. Number one in Karnataka, best MLA.
Okay.
And no problem here.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. If I could ask some more citizens over here, so what do you think about what is the changes that you're looking in the last 5 years, or what are you looking now for a change?
The lack of corruption.
Okay. What about you, sir? What do you think? What about you, sir? ಏನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಏನು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಬೇಕಂತ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ
ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ
What do you think, sir?
Get rid of Gundism, get rid of corruption. Yeah.
Great. What about you? What is it?
Improvement of civic amenities.
Amenities. What do you think?
Continue to government.
Thank you. This is what clearly you have the citizens, what they want to say, because a few of them are having mixed reactions. What they're looking at is, even though Shantinagar is in the heart of the city, that is a central business district that we are talking about, there is one part of this particular constituency that still remains untouched as far as your civic amenities are concerned, even the infrastructure, just like how the citizens over here are pointing out.
Absolutely, Srijana. We can see behind you a lot of voters really turning up to vote early morning, though it's already only 7:12 and we have a long queue there waiting to cast their ballot. We have also got Mandar, who's joining us from Belagavi. Remember, Pramod also is with us. Amita Balachandra continue being with us. Mandar, if I can come to you and get a larger picture at this point in time. This is a crucial election ahead of 2019. While Congress is expressed confidence of winning these elections with a comfortable majority, BJP and JDS are seeking to wrest power from the Congress party. The southern state of Karnataka, we all know the state is extremely important. It's one of the 3 states where Congress is still in power, apart from Punjab and Mizoram. How important really are the results of these polls going to have an impact on 2019?
As of now, as you see, I'm standing at this North Belgavi constituency, and where the major fight seems to be between BJP and Congress. And as you know, the North Karnataka is comprising almost 90 seats, which are very crucial, and especially when it comes to the various minority groups, and at the same time, the distribution between the most of the BJP and Congress, both are most depending on these particular North 90 seats within the Karnataka constituencies. But more to that, Badami is one of the most important constituency for Congress, because Siddaramaiah is also contesting from Badami. Apart from this, Sri Ramlu is giving him a tough challenge over there, and that's why this North Karnataka constituencies have become much more important. As of now, there is a cloudy weather, pleasant weather, but at the same time cloudy weather, so the rains are expected as per the Met warnings. The voter turnout is just gradually growing in right now. The people are just trickling into the polling center, and the voting is yet to get momentum. As you can very well see, people are just standing in the queue, and hopefully by 10 o'clock onwards there will be more queues. Looking at the scenario right now, it seems the people have started coming in more numbers. The queues are getting longer than what they were at around 7 o'clock. The important issues in this particular area are obviously one of the water dispute areas with the Goa government, especially when it comes to Mahadai River. Apart from that, various issues like especially the status of the religion to the various sects, especially the Lingayata sect, and therefore all these issues were discussed a lot during this campaigning time. And now this is the day of the fate of the political parties in Karnataka, especially the Congress and the BJP and JDS, of course.
Right, we can see behind you, of course, Mandar, the voting process underway, and voters now turning up in large numbers. The queue is growing longer by each passing minute. Let's go across to Amita Balachandra, in fact, who's joining us now from Shikaripura constituency. Amita, I'm given to believe you have some voters there with you. Take us through what do they want and what are the issues that they believe would be addressed with the next elected government.
Well, absolutely. In fact, voters have just started trickling in here in Shikaripura. We yet to see long queues through the course of the day, but let me go across to some people who are joining us right now who are here to cast their vote. ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಸರ್ ನೀವು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ದೂರದಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಏನು
ಒಂದು 3 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ಬಂದಿವಿ ಚನ್ನಕೇಶ್ ನಗರದಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವೋಟ್ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ರಚನೆ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಸೆ ಇದೆ.
ಏನು ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಏನು ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ನಿಮಗೆ?
ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಯಡಿಯೂರಪ್ಪನವರು.
ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನು ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್?
ನಮಗೆ
ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಇವಾಗ?
All right, some of the voters there, as they are all set to cast their vote, speaking to Amita Balachandran, just speaking about the issues they are going to be voting upon. Shrija also continues being with us. Shrija, has the voting process gained momentum there where you are standing in your constituency? Take us through what the voters have to say.
Well, of course, I'm continuing to stand here in Shantinagar constituency. Now, what I can show you over here is just right there is the entry point is what we're given to understand. People, in fact, citizens enter from this very point and then they wait in the queues. Now, there are 3 different queues over here, especially at this very polling station. What you're looking at then, after the people enter, then you're going to find the presiding officers, the polling officers, and then people, in fact, the citizens will cast their vote and finally they will exit where they will be given a slip as well. So that is the process of voting over here that happens. Of course, speaking to some of the citizens, they have quite a lot of concerns, so we must understand, because remember, there are, like I pointed out, this is just not about incumbency, there is anti-incumbency as well, because remember, every single time, you know, in fact, Shantinagar constituency is infamous for every single time there is a spell of rain, you are going to see flooding over here. And the important thing that most of the citizens that have pointed out at this point in time is especially the infrastructure, the lack of infrastructure. And of course, I'm joined in by some of the fresh citizens, of course. So what do you think? What do you think about the voting over here? How are you feeling about it?
Good arrangements.
Yeah?
Yes.
So what do you think? What are the changes you're expecting?
Better infrastructure, better drainage, better water supply and better roads.
Has anything changed in the last 5 years?
No.
Not really.
It has worsened, if anything.
Really?
Yes.
What do you think about the crime or the safety at all?
The example you have seen of the crime, I don't have to mention.
So now you are looking for a change?
Yes, obviously.
Well, see, you can hear it from the citizens. What they're saying is that they are looking for a change, and they have been, in fact, waiting for the last 5 years. They have been witness to all, especially be it the crime, lack of safety for women, or in fact, even the basic amenities is what we have been told. Because just yesterday, even when Bengaluru experienced a short spell of rain, we could also see several roads were waterlogged. So the citizens really do not want to see that again, and all that they're looking at this point in time is a change.
And if we also speak about this constituency, Shrija, it's very important for us to mention the candidates. N.A. Harris, the controversial candidate that with a lot of hesitation at the Congress party put him out. To what extent you know, the controversy surrounding N.A. Harris is going to impact and influence his chances, the Congress party's chances? Are people aware of the controversy surrounding N.A. Harris? And to what extent is that really going to affect, you know, his success in these elections?
Well, to talk about much about the controversy, before that, I would like to give an analysis of this particular constituency, because as far as the census is concerned, we are given to understand that there are a maximum SC/STs here in this constituency. That is at least about 72 to 80,000 SC/STs, and then it is followed by Hindu and Muslim. There are a lot of caste analysis done in this particular very constituency, and of course, this is just not N.A. Harris that we are talking about. As far as your Congress MLA, the incumbent MLA is concerned, we're also looking at several other candidates where they're trying to capitalize, especially on caste politics. But we did get in touch with most of the MLAs over here, and especially as far as N.A. Harris and the candidates that we're talking about, they are very confident. Even despite the controversy, N.A. Harris seems very unfazed about the fact that he will be able to win votes and once again come to power.
All right, Shrija. So N.A. Harris's chances remain strong, even though his name was put out with much hesitation by the Congress party. And we're seeing the queue growing longer behind you, Shrija. So we'll continue tracking Shantinagar constituency with you. But still with us, Mandar Fanse joining us from Belagavi. Mandar, take us through what's happening there. Has the queue grown longer? And also, if you could, for the benefit of our viewers, just speak about the background of this constituency, the key candidates and the key issues that are being fought in Belagavi.
As of now, the North Belgavi constituency, I'm standing here in, you can see evidently now that the queue is getting longer and longer as the time is proceeding. It seems the people are coming in with huge enthusiasm and they want to really vote for their own concerns over here. If I may ask to a few of the people over here about their concerns and the point of voting they want to do. किस प्रकार के आपके इश्यूज यहाँ पे लगते हैं आपको जिसको लेकर आप वोट करना चाहेंगे?
आप जो काम करता है अच्छे बात और काम में जो कौन अच्छा लगता है उन लोगों को हम वोटिंग करने के लिए आएगा।
और ये बेलगावी कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी में कौन से प्रॉब्लम्स क्या है?
प्रॉब्लम्स तो सभी तो सर हो गया है सर। अभी तो जो काम जो अभी थोड़ा बाकी है अभी तो अभी बाकी है। अभी इसके बाद चुनाव में होने के बाद जो काम करेंगे सर, जो अभी कौन आएगा तो सब उसके साथ काम करेंगे सर।
जी, जैसे as they are saying right now, they are very tight-lipped. They are not really talking about their concerns openly, but obviously this is the time when in democracy people are going to exercise their rights, and it's especially when it comes to this particular polling booth, you can see the various number of voters are seen, but more number of minority voters are also gathered over here, and this is this particular constituency, the North Belgavi constituency. Mr. Advocate Mr. Benke of BJP and Mr. Sheikh of Indian National Congress are the main candidates over here. Apart from this, 90 seats are the most crucial seats around this particular North Karnataka sector, which includes the Bombay Karnataka part and Hyderabad Karnataka part. And apart from this, one of the most important seat which has been most discussed here is the Badami constituency, where Siddaramaiah is also contesting his elections from Badami. So this is much more important chunk of seats, of 90 seats, and very crucial seats, because last time this particular area has largely supported all the political parties almost equally. So this seems to be a very interesting battle this time around here.
All right, so 90 crucial seats, then the entire North Karnataka belt going to be important and crucial for the end result. Mandar, continue being with us. We also have Amita standing by at Shikaripura and Shivamoga. Amita, have the queues now started growing? Because as we are seeing across the state, as time is running out, people are coming out and of course not really staying back, and we are seeing the queues really growing longer. What's really taking place at where you're standing in Shivamoga?
Well, Urvashi, the queues, of course, have not yet started getting longer. People are just trickling in. If I may show you the poll booth, I'm being told that Shikaripura in general wakes up quite late. So by 10:30 is when we'll see people actually coming in to cast their vote. And we're in central Karnataka, and Shikaripura becomes a very, very important constituency because the BJP is seeing in times here. The last time when he was Minister of Karnataka. He won from this seat. So this seat is extremely important. Last elections we saw his son contest from the same seat. This time around he's contesting, of course, from the opposition. We have from the Congress party and from JDS we have GB Malatesh and GT Balegar, who are fairly new as well. We spoke to him earlier. He said, of course, he's confident of winning this seat. Let me get in some voters right now who've just cast their vote. We have a first-time voter, interestingly. Let's find out what he thinks about this entire process. You're voting for the first time. How was the experience?
With the little knowledge of politics, I was very eager to vote for the first time, and we friends, we were very excited for the first time, and like all our, we were discussing same thing, and now I'm very happy today. Early morning I woke up and I cast my vote first.
Was there any confusion inside, considering they've come up with new technology now, new VVPAT systems? Was there any confusion inside?
No, actually it was user friendly, and it was not a big problem.
Okay. One of the issues that you would want addressed by the next upcoming government?
No idea.
What about you, sir?
No, I can't say.
What is the issue? ಯಾವ issue ನಿಮಗೆ ತಗೋಬೇಕು government?
Regarding the mission. No, this is very friendly. I appreciate.
So essentially, there are people saying that first-time voter we interestingly spoke to really saying that he felt it was a good experience this time around. Back to you, Urushi.
All right, Amita. So we'll continue tracking the voting process with our correspondents. Amita, thanks for joining in. We continue being with all the other reporters as well. Shrija, Mandar as well as Pramod will be getting us updates all through the day as the voting process takes place in the state of Karnataka. For the moment, a very quick break. We'll be right back with lots more. Stay with us.